Hey, Shani, and I'm back with an episode of Shani's Lab. So YouTube just dropped this trailer for this original documentary they're doing. It's called The Deported. Now, it's about a bunch of families who are being separated, because of ICE. They are going around and they're basically just rounding up people who are illegally in this country. Um, and the one thing I just want to say, I'm like, so YouTube, they have these new guidelines and regulations, right, where they don't really want commentators talking about politics or, anything relating to like government or anything. Like you get striked, you get demonetized. So, they were really crunching down on, certain topics and basically, taking away people's freedom of speech and say, you can't say this, you can't say that, you can't talk about this, you can't talk about that. It disrespects our guidelines. And meanwhile, they're dropping a trailer, an original trailer made by them, that's basically violating their own guidelines, which to me that doesn't even make any sense. And when you look at the video, it has a lot of views, but the likes and dislike ratio are just about the same. Like right now it's at 52. It's about like it's like it's like half and half, and I'm like, that's kind of weird because if you go to the comment section, there's a bunch of I wouldn't say people are calling them negative comments, but they're basically just Americans going, well, illegal immigration is illegal. So if you're over here illegally and you get caught, that's not really our problem. That's not nobody's problem. You can't just sneak into a country, make all this money. You're not paying any taxes because you're not a resident. You're not a registered citizen. So there's nothing to tax. You can get as many under the table jobs as you want. You're basically you're living a good life, off the backs of American citizens. And, people are like, oh, the races are in droves and it's all a bunch of racists. It's not racist people. It's, there are some, racist comments, of course, because people are still racist, but majority of the comments are just Americans. And even some, immigrants who've immigrated over here legally, they're like, well, you can't just, you do something illegal and then, there's consequences and ramifications and, you do not understand why, and you're trying to rally around and get people to, fight. Like, I don't understand why they want American citizens, people who were born here, people who have been here, generations, generations, who, especially like, people like the Foundation of Black Americans, or, just people whose families have been here for, as far as you can go back to like what, maybe 1500. So, we're supposed to round up and, fight, for immigration, like for what? Like we have homelessness here in America, we have a big tax problem, we have a problem with our educational systems, we have gentrification going on in, inner cities, like nobody's rallying around there. They're not putting together any documentaries. Like when they close, all of those damn elementary and middle schools in the city of Philadelphia, nobody batted an eye, nobody said anything. There was no documentary put together about it, but yet and still we're supposed to rally around, immigration. Like, I'm not saying that, I don't want people to come over here, but, legally, you apply for your citizenship, you go through the proper channels, you get over here, but if you're over here illegally and you get caught, that's not nobody's problem. And then, the so-called documentary or film, it just looks like it's a bunch of propaganda. They're using children, as a way to, receive sympathy points. Oh, to be separated from my parents. What do you mean separated from your parents? If your parent was over here legally, but you were born here, if your parents don't want to be separated from you, you have to take your children with you, or, find a proper care, for them, find them homes, and I'm not, and it sounds mean, but it's not even to be mean. It's just basically to say you broke the law. The government does not have to let you stay here. They just don't. And I think it's interesting. Like, I would love for an American person, especially for the people who are saying that, we're just being bigoted and mean and, we're against immigration, I want you to go over to a country like Rome, or, just go out of the country, go over there, stay there illegally, get caught, especially, and then most of these people they got caught because they were doing something illegal. So then, they got arrested, and that's how the government found out that you ain't even supposed to be here. So I want you to go to another country, do something illegal, be there, be living there illegally, do something illegal, get caught by their embassy, and then, scream, at the, put together a documentary, scream and curse, the government's name and the politicians and that things of that nature, and see how far that'll get you. Only in America can people come over here, talk shit about America, live over here illegally, and then as soon as you get caught and the government is about to deport your ass, now it's it's everybody else's responsibility to save you. I'm just not, like I said, I'm, as a Black American, I worry about, Black issues. It's not to say I don't care about other issues, but we have a lot of not only Black issues, but homegrown American issues that has yet to be dealt with. We're still trying to get our political parties in order. We're still trying to fight for, equality on all different types of levels. Like, nobody has time to be fighting for immigration. That does not help us. That hurts us, especially if, there are a bunch of illegal immigrants in here. Like, we're paying, we have to pay our taxes. If you get a job, they're taking it out your check. It's no ifs, ands, or buts. But if you're a legal immigrant, you're not paying any taxes. That means you're just making money. And who knows what type of living situation you got going on. Like, it's not cool for YouTube to break its own violations and code of conduct by, basically, putting together a film that just looks like a bunch of propaganda. Like, again, I'm not saying, I'm not saying, screw these people, because these are real people with real stories. But the bottom line and the issue that remains is that you were here illegally. Like, you didn't have a green card, you didn't get proper papers, you didn't even apply for citizenship. You just here living it up, and the government is saying you got to go, and people are, oh, it's inhumane. I guess it is a little, inhumane when you think about it in the long run, but at the end of the day, you broke the law. You're not supposed to be here. Like, I don't understand, like, there's a double standard when it comes to, breaking laws. Like, like, say, you have a whole bunch of black men, or black people in general who just do simple things that Americans do, like go to the store, or, having fun outside. You get the police called on you, you getting shot, for no reason, just a whole bunch of bullshit that happens, But yet and still, nobody, again, there's no fight, there's no push, to, get that, fixed. But people think we should focus on immigration. Like, immigration for American citizens is should be the least of our worries. Let ICE do its job. If people are here legally, I'm sorry, but you have to go. And again, I'm not against immigration. I am not against, and I do feel bad, for these, people who are being deported. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to sit here and pretend, or put her in the front and act like, the government is doing something wrong. Like, we have a law, that you have to go through the proper channels in order to become an American citizen. If you don't do that, then you are considered an illegal immigrant. So if you get caught, you have to go. I don't understand that. Like I said, I want an American to go over to another country and try the exact same thing and just see how far it gets you. See if they put you on the news. See if they do a documentary, about how, oh my God, they're deporting Americans. Like, nobody would give a fuck, because the citizens of, of that place will be like, well, you're not supposed to be here, like, what are we supposed to do about that? Like I said, like, it's like they want us, to put, to stop the fight on all the things that American citizens want to get in order, all the things American citizens want, and they want us to put all that on hold and focus on, illegal immigration. Like, that's not even our problem. The government is doing what it's supposed to do. Like, I mean, I don't get it. It's like, of course, we talk shit about the government all the time. We have a whole bunch of clowns about our government, but at the end of the day, this is not something that they're doing that's wrong, Obama deported people too. A lot of presidents have deported people. People act like, Trump is the only person who's, has ever deported somebody. Like, if you get caught here illegally, you get deported. You never had a friend or, a friend of a friend who told you about the story how one of their friends got deported or their parents got deported. Like, it's fucked up, but it happens. But again, illegal immigration is against the law. It's illegal. But anyway, if you go and check out the trailer for that, you're going to see all the comments of people basically saying, well, they broke the law. Like, I don't understand, like, what is going on? Like, what is this, And then, people are in the comments are saying, YouTube are juking the likes, and I think so too, because there's no way that the likes and dislikes are equal, But if you go in and read all the comments, it's basically, sway one way. But, if you look at the like to dislike ratio, you would think that it's half and half, but it's really not. So it's like YouTube played itself. That's what they get for, violating their own terms, and guidelines, They should be terminated themselves for hate speech, like, it's ridiculous. They'll probably terminate this video and consider it hate speech, but, just check it out.